Okie dokie. Welcome, 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 Vast Ice Pops. This is the second half of Bad Mario Games. So let's jump right into it. Next up, Mario Party, the top 100. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, bless me. Let's see here. Let's get things associated with a party. Since we're doing Mario Party, we got the party girl, bottle of wine, some rockin' tunes. Alright, so while we're waiting for the rest of our packages, let's talk about Mario Party, the top 100. Oh, it's a 3DS game, so that means we need our handheld. Super. So, this was a compilation of all of the best Mario Party games, starting with the very first one. And a lot of them were upscaled for the 3DS, since, the original Mario Party was for the N64. However, it's sort of a linear game where you just sort of play through all of them. It's not tied together with any sort of game. There's no board game element. It's just play through the games. And then that's it. So there is like next to no replay value unless you are really into these games. Okay? And most of the modes are extremely lackluster, if you can even call them that. And let's see. Multiplayer options are limited due to the hardware restrictions of the 3DS.
I'm so pretty.
And yeah, no online functionality, which is a real bummer. So the only way you can play with others is through local multiplayer, which is a bummer. So let's see. Sorority party. Aiden Cornwell, how's it going? Next game on the list, Mario Roulette. Now, I'm doing well, Aiden. Thank you for asking. And Karen asks, what list will I burn next? Well, that's an interesting question, and I'll get to that at the end. So let's see. Roulette. Well, let's see. Roulette is a wheel, so let's get a big wheel. And it comes from Japan, so let's get some sushi. Now, this is like the title screen of Mario Roulette, and it was apparently only on Japanese arcade machines back in the early 90s. But as for a review, wanted to say hi, see how we were doing, and Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you. I appreciate it. I hope your holiday is going very well. So as for Mario Roulette, I really couldn't find any information about it. So truthfully, I don't know why it's bad, but apparently it's just I mean, maybe people were expecting something more out of it than what it was, because it's basically just a gambling machine with a Mario coat of paint. But that's it. I have no other info on it. If somebody else knows something more about it, feel free to chime in. But I couldn't find anything beyond just basic information. Nothing about the quality of the game, or even how to play it. So, I had to veto one of the items on the list, and we'll get to that. Next item on the list. Mario teaches typing. So with typing, we've got that. And since it's teaching, we use a school bus for, the teaching element of it. And, something computer-oriented, or something with keys on it. We'll keep it simple, since the next one's probably going to be the same thing. So, Mario teaches typing. It actually kind of falls short as a typing tool, because it's really just, it's not as educational or tutorial as the title would make it sound. Now, I had heard the title Mario Teaches Typing for years and years, but really didn't know anything about it. But apparently, I'll address that at the end, Karen. Angel water ants. Woo! Angel water ants! Now, here's the thing about Mario Teaches Typing. It actually kind of falls short as a typing tutor because of its very linear presentation, and it also falls short as a game, so it actually disappoints on both fronts. For parents looking to help their kids learn to type, it doesn't really live up to that. But as a game also, for any of the edutainment aspect of it, it kind of falls short as the game part for kids too. Woohoo! Very nice, very nice. Next game on the list. You guessed it, Mario Teaches Typing 2. So we'll get the same things we had before. Words, and a school bus, and, what can we get to represent the number 2? Well, here. It was on DOS and probably came on a floppy disk. So, ages 6 to 101. Very similar to Legos. So, let me see here. So they didn't really learn that much from their first outing as a typing tutorial. And as for this one, it fails to recognize common typing errors. So it still falls short as an actual typing tool, at least compared to some of the typing tutors that we might have available today. But I mean, this was close to 30 years ago, so it might be forgivable since typing on a computer keyboard was, well, I don't know, new-ish, probably for kids at least. Most people still didn't have a computer in their house at that point. And it doesn't really highlight your errors or make any suggestions about how to fix those errors in terms of finger placement, finger movement, anything like that. So it really, like the first one, falls short as a typing, as a tool for teaching typing. So the title should probably be changed to something like "Type with a Mario coat of paint on it." Dictator leaves berry milk, girl's fortune. And here we go. Let's see a green explosion. Beautiful. That was very satisfying to watch. Next game, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. So, since it's a sports ball game, let's get this. And let's see. What's something we can use to represent some of this game's more glaring errors? Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Alright, so this is a Wii U game, so it's actually fairly recent. So, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. This probably disappointed people since some of the older Mario Tennis games are actually kind of fun. And this game has no tournament mode or story or campaign mode, which for a sports game released like post 2000, that's like unforgivable. There's also no record keeping, no stats, like no high score, like, you know, no lifetime achievement tracking, nothing like that in the game. All the different characters in the game, they don't really play differently from each other in any significant or meaningful way. It's just, okay, which avatar do you want to, you know, use? It's almost just having like the same character, like in a lot of online games now. You just, which skin do you want? That's kind of how it is. And it's disappointing considering like going all the way back to even like 15 years before this game or so, like Super Mario Kart for the Super NES. You know, the drivers, you know, had differentiation in how they operated and how they handled. Like Mario and Luigi handled similar to each other. Princess and Yoshi handled similar to each other. Bowser and Donkey Kong handled similar to each other. And Toad and the Koopa Troopa handled similarly to each other. So there's no excuse for them to not give the characters in this game like unique playstyles, quirks, powers, stats, anything. This was like just this was a cash grab. Like, ooh, let's put out another Mario Tennis game, and suckers will buy it. So, was the Virtual Boy game removed from the list? Uh, I don't see a Virtual Boy game on here. And besides, like Sonic 06, Ultra Smash was also rushed. Yeah, I believe it. No record keeping? Come on. It's a sports game. You should have stats. I mean, even if, like, a lot of people don't really care, have the stats in the game. And besides, as for the Virtual Boy game, the only Virtual Boy games I know that were Mario games were Mario Tennis for Virtual Boy, Wario Land, and Mario Clash. And none of those are on this list. Anyway, next game. Mario's Game Gallery. So let's see. What can we use to represent a gallery? Yeah. Do all the things that make it look like it's high society and artistic. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. And we'll have wine for our nice black tie gallery event. And the bully gentleman. Bully. Bully. And I guess that's good enough. So let's talk about this. Mario's Game Gallery. This was like... The 90s was a time where they attempted to shove Mario into about everything. You know, Mario Teaches Typing being a great example. So then they're like, hey, let's release a big collection of like board games and like common tabletop games and slightly uncommon tabletop games and just slap a Mario coat of paint on it. And that's what we have here. You know, look at the cover. You got dominoes and checkers and dice and crap like that. So all it is just a gallery of regular old, like, I don't even know what you'd call them, like parlor games, I guess. Backgammon and cards and crap like that. Just presented with Mario and the, you know, the whole Mario, you know, shebang, I guess. But here's the problem. Very sporadic difficulty in the games. Some of the games are hideously hard. Some are laughably easy. And there's very poor AI. Sometimes the AI will make really stupid moves that nobody in their right mind would really do. Or, like I said, sometimes the AI would just crush you and kind of make you wish you were never born. And also, probably the most glaring of all, you know, eventually, you know, hard difficulty can be overcome, usually. But there's no tutorials for some of the less common games like backgammon. Like, I mean, I've played backgammon maybe 25 years ago. I barely understood how to play it then. I absolutely could not tell you how to play it now. And remember, so for the people thinking just Google it, look at the cover here. This was before Google. Okay? Matter of fact, let's prove it. Mario's Game Gallery release date. February 23rd, 1995. Google launched September 4th, 1998. Now, I don't know that Google was the very first search engine, but it's obviously the most popular and most used, at least as far as I'm aware. If somebody wants to have stats on that, I don't really care. But before the internet, if you didn't know how to play backgammon and there was no in-game tutorial, it's like the only way you'd figure out how to play it by going to ask somebody who knew. But what are the odds, like, your mom or dad knew how to play a random game like backgammon? So, oh well. It was an interesting idea. It just didn't pan out that well. Now, I still think something like that could have a lot of potential. But A, you have to Mario-ize it a lot more. You know, you have to make people feel like you're playing a Mario game that involves these games, not you're playing these games with Mario slapped on top of it. You know what I mean? It's like eating a burger. It's like asking for a cheeseburger and getting just no burger, but then someone asks, but you ask for the cheese and they bring out a slice of cheese and just slap it there on your plate, as opposed to somebody taking the time to, carefully melt the cheese on the top of your hot burger and things like that. Yeah. Nuance makes a lot of difference. Anyway, it's enough about burgers. I'm going to make myself hungry again, even though I just had lunch. Let's move on to Paper Mario Color Splash. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. So let's see. Do we have anything that looks like coins? I don't think so. Well, there's the coins that pop out when I burn things. There is that. So we'll do this. And since we're doing different colors, where's the thingies? Here we go. Another Wii U game. Unfortunately, okay, let me back up. Paper Mario is very popular. I see people playing it on Twitch and people talking about it. Obviously, Nintendo, made a big hit. And I imagine these sort of 2D graphics that they manipulated are probably easier to make than your traditional 3D games with like 3D levels and all that stuff. So it's only natural that they would love to make as many Paper Mario games as possible to keep the Mario fans happy. Unfortunately, not all the Paper Mario games in the series have been a hit, and this is one of them. For starters, unlike the earlier games in the series, they removed all of the experience point system for progression, and the combat system is apparently something insipid and sluggish, using cards and coins. And it's like someone described it as circular combat that was just very unfun and did not make for an exciting gameplay experience. And that the boss battles were borderline insignificant due to, I'm guessing, they're laughably easy. So let's take our dinosaur here. Yeah. When I started doing my prep for this, I didn't even realize there were this many Paper Mario games. I thought there was 2 and 1 for handheld, but no, there's a bunch of Paper Mario games. Speaking of, let's talk about the next one. Paper Mario Sticker Star. So let's see. What looks like stickers? This kind of looks like stickers. This kind of looks like stickers. Sure, we'll use this. Since, did you ever have a sticker, like maybe a big sticker that lost its adhesive, but you didn't want to get rid of it? So you tape the sticker back into whatever you had it on, whatever, if it was a booklet or a poster board or something. Let's see. Yeah, these look like stickers. That's probably enough. So let's talk about this one. Oh, wait, it's a handheld, so we need our handheld. Beautiful. So, like I said, and I figured there was probably one for handheld. The Paper Mario series improved itself on Switch with Origami King. That's good to know. At least after a few missteps, it bounced back. I'm sure the fans are happy. So let's talk about why this one wasn't a hit either. Like the other game, there was no RPG elements, and the experience point system was pulled out, or at least heavily scaled back. Complete lack of story. Very trivial combat, but unlike Color Splash, the boss battles in this game were horrendously difficult. I don't know how two games based on the same principle could have such diametrically different boss difficulties, but there you have it. Oh, well. That's all my notes for that, so. Womp womp. You hope they make a platforming version of Paper Mario. Yeah, I think that has a lot of potential. But now I have to display my ignorance because I assumed the Paper Mario games were platformers, just with that 2D sticker paper look. But I guess not. Anyway, next game. Oops, wrong one. Let me 1 second. There we go. Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition. So let's see. First, we need this disc, and you'll know why. Greedy businessman. And then we have the cold reception from the fans. Then we need the toy exterminator because reasons. Get this pixelated looking bush. And, yeah, that's enough. So, yeah, look at that. All pretty looking and Super Mario All-Stars. Well, people were like, yeah! We can get Super Mario All-Stars 25th Anniversary Edition. Well, here's the thing. It's basically just shovelware. That's right, I said it. It's basically just a clone of the original Mario All-Stars, just shoved onto a Wii U disc. But the real real crimes here are not. This game is the problems with this game itself isn't that any of the games on them are bad. They're all classics. Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels. But the thing was, it was reasonable to expect that 25 years later, there would be more games. You know? Maybe put Super Mario 64 on there. I think someone mentioned in the notes I was reading on it that they might have put what was it? Oh, what the hell was it? Heck, with the Wii U disc, they probably could have fit Super Mario Sunshine on there. And this was compounded by the fact that you could buy all these games off the Nintendo eShop individually, or just buy Super Mario All-Stars. So maybe some people were excited about it and wanted it as a collector's edition because it was all pretty red, shiny case and all that stuff. But really, there was a lot of missed opportunity with being able to give longtime fans of Nintendo value with this. Compounding that was the fact that there were some physical aspects, some physical bonuses that came with it that were lackluster as well. The soundtrack has only 10 tracks on it. That's pathetic. And there was a crappy stapled booklet that I didn't go into the details of too much, but apparently it was far below the quality that people would come to expect from Nintendo, especially when you look at the original instruction manual for, say, The Legend of Zelda for Nintendo, and how well detailed and how colorful it was. There's just no excuse. There's just people at Nintendo mailing it in anymore, man. And this is what we think of that. Oops. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible dummy head. Alrighty. Last few smolders, and then we'll move on to the last game. WarioWare Snapped! So for this, obviously, we need the camera, and it's a handheld, so we need this. Ba-dip. Oh yeah, since it's the last game on the list, we'll use the nuke. The nuclear option. Alright, so this was DSware, so there's no proper cover art for it, so this is going to have to do. This game involved taking a picture of yourself, and the camera on the DS, I'm supposing, was kind of finicky. Now, built-in cameras on handheld game systems were still pretty new at the time, so I suppose that might have been forgivable, but that kind of hampered the gameplay experience here. And apparently, before each level, you're supposed to go through an alignment check, because I guess there's supposed to be some sort of feedback with the camera and your face and something or other. But there's apparently a time limit on this alignment check. And if you fail the alignment check, it kicks you back out to the main menu, which is a pain in the ass. I don't know who made that programming decision, but they needed to be fired. Or at least, like, take them out back and you spank their ass. You know what I mean? That's when you give somebody a spanking. So, yeah. Also, no high score keeping. Gotta have that. And absolutely no replay value. And honestly, with that alignment check thing, there's no first play value either. I mean, with that amount of struggle, I mean, who honestly would get through the whole game? Unless Unless you had a camera that was really well calibrated and everything worked the way it should. That's it. So that does it for bad Mario games. With these lists have been pretty fun to do. I'm going to be taking a step back for just a little while to sort of reassess the direction of the channel and like the kind of content that I want to feature prominently going forward. Because while I enjoy doing these Little Inferno videos, much like all of the other content that I've been putting into the channel here for like about the, I don't know, over 2 years that I've been attempting to do YouTube, that just really hasn't moved the needle for me. I have over 300 videos on the channel, and I mean, I know numbers aren't everything, and people say, you know, just do it because you like doing it. Well, I am doing it because I like doing it. If I didn't like doing it, I'd have quit long before now. But it gets demoralizing when, you know, you see people, you know, living out the dream of YouTube stardom, and they got like 40 videos. It's like, okay. So obviously, you know, you gotta swallow your pride and eat a little crow on that. And so I just have to reassess the content. Obviously, the content is not where it needs to be like attention grabbing and audience building and community like the community just doesn't seem to respond to it. I mean, I get very, very few comments on the videos I do put out, and you know, in the last couple months, most of the comments I did get was just Karen giving me more lists for Little Inferno for things to burn. So I'm going to step back from the channel for just a little while and try to decide like how I want to come back and how I want to go forward. And doing more Little Inferno is definitely going to be a part of that. But like what I'm doing here just isn't, it's just not hitting. You know what I mean? So I guess that's it. I appreciate the people who have shown up to watch, and I appreciate Karen for sending me all these lists for things to do, so that I was never ever starved for content. Why aren't Super Mario Brothers Special and the 3DS version of Mario Maker on the list? Mario Brothers Special was an Mario equivalent of Sonic the Hedgehog for the Game Boy Advance. I didn't see it on the list. If I skipped it, I apologize. I vetoed... Oh, yes, right. I told you I vetoed one of the items on the list because, when I went researching for it, it wasn't really... I couldn't find enough wrong with it to justify burning it as a bad game. You know, anytime you have a handheld version of a popular console game, it's almost always going to be inferior just because of the hardware limitations. Like, I'm trying to think, like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat on the Game Boy, woeful compared to their console counterparts. But then you can also have games that work really well on handheld as well, like Tetris. You know, Tetris on the NES, great. Tetris on the Game Boy, also great. So it all really depends on the execution. In doing research for Mario Maker on the 3DS, there really wasn't that big of a complaint about it. The only real problems I found with it weren't actually problems with the game itself. It was just that you couldn't upload creations the same way you could on console, and socialize, and uh, you know have like an online community the way that the online version of Mario Maker had been. And then the only way you could share courses directly was through you could acquire them through Street Pass or through local multiplayer. But other than that, like technically speaking, as far as I was able to read, the game was sound. So Kieran, I had to veto that because I couldn't find really enough wrong with it to justify it. Uh, I didn't find any info on the Super Mario Roulette, but I burned it anyway because I surmised it was just a gambling machine with a Mario coat of paint. So it barely qualified as a Mario game, so I felt okay about burning it. Mario Maker 3DS, on the other hand, not so much. So you'd have to give me some specific reasons why you wanted it to be burned, and then we would have to discuss that, because from what I know and what I researched, I couldn't find enough justification to burn it. But anyway, I've talked too long. So once again, I appreciate you guys. For those of you who are watching this, and I won't be gone too long. I don't expect that I'll be on this little hiatus any longer than a week or so. I just really need to really go back to the drawing board and decide, okay, because gaming is my niche. I know this about myself. As far, I really don't see a future for me doing YouTube content about something other than gaming. With the exception of maybe ASMR. I've made a few ASMR videos before and they were okay. But gaming is my passion. But just uploading mostly these Let's Plays, and then even doing these slightly more niche and gimmicky Little Inferno videos, they aren't grabbing people. I mean, I have 230 subscribers. 230. There are currently 2 people watching. And at the most, and all of these streams that I've done for as long as I've been streaming, I don't think I've had more than 4 people on YouTube at any given time watching a stream of mine. So clearly, I just have to face the fact that what I'm putting out there, people are not picking up. So I need to think, I need to reflect, I need to dream a big dream, I guess, and try to come back with a better game plan on what I want to do with this channel going forward. So, thank you all again. I hope you did enjoy this Mario video. I hope everyone, and it just works out with the holiday. Today's the 20th of December, and I'm going to be, even with the pandemic, I'm going to be doing stuff with family, so it's just better to not have quite as many things scheduled anyway. So, look for me in the new year. Hopefully I'll have a better idea of how to entertain you all when I come back. And I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, and I hope everyone stays safe out there. And I will see you all in the next one.